Hello, everybody. Today we're going to talk about weather. As they say, climate is what you expect, weather is what you get. And why is this important? Well, over the 4 years of college, weather and climate are going to dictate a lot of the activities you do, what you wear, whether you become more indoors, outdoors person, whether you discover new sports, whether that might be beach volleyball or, snowboarding or new activities, hiking, fishing, whatever it might be. All these things are quite often, affected by the climate and the weather of an area. So if we look at the map view, that's going to be the first area where we can just get general understanding of, the snowiest places. And if you really need to look at the key, you can go over here. That will show you kind of the breakdown, and then the bigger map, you get the idea. These will be your sunniest areas over here, and these are your less sunny areas. Temp lows, temp highs, you got it. So today, what we're going to do is I want to look at New York. Um, and as I'm recording this, it is mid-May. So let's take a look at the weather, and let's start out with the weather widget. So let's start out Buffalo. Buffalo, as you may know, is in the top part of New York, up by the Canadian border. So we're assuming this school will have a colder temperature than the ones that we go down south. So this is 58 degrees, 7 degrees, sorry, 7 miles per hour wind and 77% humidity, and it's cloudy. So now I'm gonna go downstate. I'll go to mid-state, which would be like a Vassar, which is about a little bit closer to Albany than it is to New York City. So this would be halfway. Yeah, we can look at the map as we're tracking down. Oh, yeah. So Albany's up here, New York City's down there. Yeah, it's almost halfway. So we're getting closer to Manhattan, 67 degrees. And then let's go to a school that is right in Manhattan, like Barnard, which is adjacent to Columbia's campus, 72 degrees. So we saw a clear difference simply in the course of one state. Let's jump over across the country. Let's go to Texas. All right. Texas right now is 94 degrees in UT Austin, which is spicy hot. And so that is one thing. So, but let's also look at the climate, which is going to be more dictated over a long period of time. This tells us warm year round. Summers are hot and muggy, while winters are cold and windy. Rain is more common than snow. Temperatures can reach over 100 degrees during warm months and stay in the 50s during winter. And then we can see that this is our, highs and lows per month. And you'll start to, at first you look at this and you're like, it's just a bunch of dots with numbers inside. But as you start to kind of look from school to school, you'll see like, oh, and the lows usually are indicating nighttime temperatures more often than not. And the opposite, these are your high daytime temperatures. So 97 degrees is your average high in August. But you got to remember also the months that you're going to be at school and the months you're going to be at home. So you may not be at school in the summer. A lot of students do tend to stay up in, their upperclassmen years over the summer, but this would be your range there and, into the 90s through September. And so let's look at another school. Let's go to a let's go to like the Northeast or Northwest. And let's see what we got up here. Let's look at a school like, let's go way up to Maine. So yeah, so look at the difference of this school here. So your cold nights, averaging 19, 12 degrees. January, you'll just come back from break, 14. So you're going to know that, going from place to place at night is probably going to be a chilly experience. And for some people, that's exciting. And for some people, that's scary. And some people, it's both. Um, and then we can kind of like look at the area info. So if I'm going to, let's find a different area. Yeah, Puget Sound. And then I can go over here to the local area info. This won't be as informative on the climate, but they usually have some descriptions of weather here as well. And sometimes you have live cams. Again, live cams are always really helpful. Here, let's check out a place on a live cam really quick. Let's see. Let's check out the weather. Let's go to University of Washington because they're always have up-down weather. It is May, so it shouldn't surprise us if it's raining. That looks like it's not getting bigger. Oh, looks like a little bit cloudy. But it looks like it's not raining, and that's nice. And then our widget says it's 59 degrees and cloudy. So, just sewing all these things together, we really notice this is something that you don't just imprint on yourself one time, but it's more that you just become aware of, the weather widget as you go from school to school. And as you explore, you will just kind of come back again and again, and you can always get a sense of what that might be like at that school at that time that you're researching. So just another way to see your schools. All right, everybody, happy listing.